Hi, this is Steve Heiner. I'm a Senior Technical Manager with Nikon Inc. We're here at CES 2012 at the Nikon booth. We want to talk about the brand new, recently introduced Nikon D4. This camera has garnered so much attention at the show, but we want to talk specifically about some of the video aspects of this camera's performance for all of you watching out there. As you can see right here, we've got the camera outfitted on a Zacuto rig. We've also got a skeleton which shows the actual construction of the camera. Like all of our flagship cameras, of course, this is built with a great deal of emphasis on strength. Of course, the camera is O-ring sealed in all of its critical joints to help prevent moisture and dust from getting in, so it can be shot in literally any environment. This is really our photojournalistic workhorse for sports and action photography, wedding photographers, but of course, more and more now, people shooting HD. This camera's video aspects are very, very important. So let me go over a few of the highlights here. I think one of the things that's most intriguing about this is that we've actually introduced a camera with a 16.2 megapixel FX format sensor. That CMOS sensor allows us to not only shoot in FX format, but it also has a unique mode where we can actually shoot in DX format, and there's a third crop mode, which crops the sensor to actually 1920 by 1080 pixels, and that byproduct of that is a 2.7 crop, which allows you to maximize all of the lenses that you would normally carry. And the best part is all three of those crop modes produce a 1080p output file. So very, very exciting for anybody who's carrying a modest bag of lenses. Your angle of views have just changed dramatically by using the D4 camera. Other things that are really interesting here, not only have we kept the stereo mic input, but we've also included a headphone jack so that you can actually monitor your audio. We've adjusted now for 20 levels of audio recording and 30 levels of a volume adjustment for the headphone jack, which is located right here on the side of the camera. We've also built in, of course, the latest HDMI standard, but the best part about the HDMI on this camera is that when you remove the memory cards from the camera, that actually signals the camera to output a full 1080p signal from the HDMI port, which of course you can simply take that and plug it into an external digital video recorder, like is so common in the filmmaking industry, and it will deliver uncompressed 8-bit 422 files. So that's, I think, one of the most exciting aspects of this camera for those filmmakers and videographers out there. A couple of other things that are kind of unique about this camera, and in fact I think this is going to really be welcome, is we've added a whole new menu of options as to how to program the buttons on the camera for movie use only. And in fact that includes the opportunity to use the preview and the function button on the camera for what we call power aperture. This allows you, when recording to an external digital video recording device, since you're doing that with the camera in its live view mode, the two buttons on the front of the camera can be programmed to steplessly power open and close the aperture on this camera while you're recording. So very, very smooth aperture control by using those custom settings. Some of the other things that I know viewers and readers are going to appreciate, you can program the shutter release button to be your movie start and stop record button, but by doing that, our users can actually utilize our 10-pin ports. This is a range of accessories that we've made for many years, including hardwired remote controls as well as wireless remote controls that will enable you to actually start and stop video recording, which is really something that people have wanted and we have not had available until now. Now, to take that to a whole new level, this camera includes a brand new port that will accept a wireless transmitter called the WT5A that we recently introduced, which has an HTTP mode which will allow you to connect this to a network and actually run the start and stop record function directly on an iPad or an iPhone or directly on your computer using any browser. The best part about that is that you can remotely view the live view coming from the camera also and change every aspect of how the camera is performing. So that, I think, is a very exciting possibility. One of the other things that's great about this camera is we've actually increased the recording time to recording in the to the memory cards in the camera to 29 minutes 59 seconds. Now, there are some variables depending upon the resolution and the frame rate chosen. I would recommend that you go to our website to see the particulars, but the ability to shoot to 29:59 I think is really important. And of course, if you're ever using the HDMI out, you're only limited, of course, by the live view capability, which under typical temperatures will let the live view run for about 1 hour. So provided your outboard digital video recorder has enough memory in it, you could actually exceed that 29:59 by actually recording the HDMI signal out of the camera as well. One of the other cool aspects of the D4 is that we were a part of a consortium of companies that proposed a new standard for what's called the XQD card standard. This is a memory card standard that we hope will carry us into the future. We're very confident that this card will maximize the performance of the D4. And of course, I think your viewers and readers know also that the more demands that we put on DSLRs today make this sort of memory absolutely essential, especially for recording. The XQD card standard will support 125 megabytes per second in recording and download capabilities. It's a very secure card standard. It has no exposed pins. It's a very durable standard. We've also included a CF card slot that will support the latest CF standard of UDMA7 as well. So XQD is a memory card for the future, which again will allow this to work at its full potential. And of course, just having recently introduced this, we're looking forward to actual in-store release of this camera in late February, early March, and the camera will retail for $59.99.95. So check your local dealers for information. So that's the highlights of the D4 here at CES 2012.